Hello, Philosophy 2200 students. My name is Daniel Propson. I'm going to be teaching your class. I just wanted to, this morning, the day of class starting, talk to you briefly. There's another video that's going to sort of be the introduction to how the class works. But I wanted to talk to you briefly to put the class in context. Right now, we are in the middle of a global pandemic, which is a more deeply affecting event to more people than anything that's happened in my life. And that's certainly including the 9/11 attacks and the aftermath of that. This is a absolutely gigantic global event, and it's having large-scale effects. Many people dying. In fact, my next door neighbor, who is a state representative, he died of coronavirus. And I know a couple other people who who died recently and likely died of coronavirus. So very deeply, powerfully affecting people in terms of the deaths that are occurring right now, and the fact that people can't be part of one another's, that people can't go to the funeral very often, that funerals are basically canceled except for a few people, that people can't visit one another in hospitals or at their deathbed, and that some people have difficulty getting needed medical care. That's something that should be changing. If you know someone who's not getting medical care because they're avoiding hospitals, please, let them know that the hospitals want to see them for the most part at this point, that please just bang down the door of that hospital if it's needed medical care. It doesn't matter if it has to do with coronavirus. But just in this context, I'm teaching this class on ancient Greek philosophy. Like, what does the one thing have to do with the other? And we're going to talk a little bit about the plague in Athens. I believe it was in the 5th century BC. We're going to talk a little bit about that plague and connect the two things. But mostly we'll be talking about philosophy, ancient philosophers that don't directly, the material that we'll be covering doesn't directly pertain to what's going on in our country and in our world right now. By the way, I didn't mention the way that, in addition to the deaths, the way that just being stuck in our houses and many people losing their jobs, unable to work, is affecting people. And in fact, I should mention my wife has, I've had the coronavirus. My wife currently is still in recovery from it. So it's just a deeply impacting situation to so many people in so many different ways. So why study ancient Greek philosophy in the middle of this? Well, it's like on the schedule, and I couldn't change the course title and course theme all at once. Well, that's one thing. But in a time like this, what I believe we need more of is clear thinking. Clear, logical, reasonable thinking. And in this class, I want to help you think clearly, and I want you to help me think clearly. It's a mutual thing. And some of that thinking will be about things that pertain to stuff that we're dealing with in our world right now. In particular, when we talk about Plato and when we talk about politics, a lot of that is going to be relevant to what's going on right now. And some of it won't clearly pertain. But I'm really excited to have all of you in the class, and I want you to take this semester as a time to cultivate clear thinking in yourself, precise thinking, precise communication, precise writing. So we're going to have a classroom forum where we're going to work on that, and we're going to have a set of writing assignments, including the term paper, which is the major writing assignment, which is the culmination of the semester. So I think really everything that I wanted to cover in this little, May 2020 debriefing about how we're having this class in the middle of a global disaster. I've covered that right now. I want you to know that as we have the class, there's about 15 students in the class. As we proceed through the class, you can really feel free to let me know personally, or to communicate on our classroom forum or on office hours about how this crisis is affecting you. We are students, and I'm a teacher, but first of all, we're human beings. And I know that this is a deeply impactful thing for pretty much all of us that are going through it right now. So you can talk about that. And if you have needs, let me know. Let classmates know as you feel comfortable. And we're human beings. Maybe there's a way that we can help provide for each other's needs at this time, which is a really difficult time for our state, for our nation, for our world. That we can be there for each other, which I think is perhaps that's even more important than clear thinking. I think clear thinking is very important, and being there for each other is even more important. So I hope you enjoy this class and this semester. I hope that you find it engaging. I know that it's an online class, which has some pluses and some minuses. But hey, we're kind of stuck with online classes for a little while until our world shifts a little bit and things get safer. So see you later. Stay safe.